All right, so today we're going to be looking at paying off your mortgage early. We're going to be going through some excerpts from a text that focuses on financial advice. And I'm really curious to see what kind of strategies we uncover here. So imagine, you know, owning your home outright, no more monthly payments, and having a whole chunk of your income freed up. That was pretty tempting, right?
It is a goal that holds a lot of appeal, and for good reason. I mean, for most people, their mortgage is the biggest debt they carry. But, getting rid of it early, it isn't just about saving money on interest. It's really a whole mindset shift, a move toward true financial freedom.
Yeah, you hit on something I've been wondering about. The text mentions this idea of baby step 6.
hmm
What is the significance of that? And where does it fit into the bigger picture of financial planning?
Yeah, so baby step 6, pay off your mortgage early, is a concept from financial guru Dave Ramsey. He outlines a step-by-step plan for getting out of debt and building wealth. The key here is that paying off your mortgage comes later in the process, after you've already established a solid financial foundation. Things like saving for retirement and potentially your kids' college.
So it's not necessarily about rushing to pay off your mortgage before anything else. It's a strategic move,
Right.
part of a larger plan. Now, one thing that stood out to me in the text was the focus on 15-year fixed-rate mortgages. I'm more familiar with the typical 30-year loans. What are the trade-offs we should consider?
That's a great question. While a 15-year mortgage saves you a significant amount in interest payments over the life of the loan, it also comes with higher monthly payments. You'd need to weigh that against your other financial goals and your risk tolerance. For example, if you're comfortable with the higher payments and prioritize paying down debt, a 15-year mortgage could be a great fit.
But if someone is on a tighter budget or prefers more flexibility with their cash flow, a 30-year mortgage might make more sense even if it means paying more interest over time. It sounds like there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. It's about finding what aligns best with your individual circumstances and goals. Now let's talk about a concept that can make a huge difference in how quickly you pay off your mortgage: amortization.
Okay, I'll admit, amortization isn't my favorite word. It sounds a bit intimidating. Is there a way to break it down so it's easier to grasp?
Absolutely. Think of your mortgage as a snowball rolling downhill. In the beginning, a large portion of your payments is going toward interest, like the snowball slowly gaining size. But as you make extra payments toward the principal, it's like throwing rocks at the snowball while it's still small at the top of the hill. Those extra payments have a much better impact on reducing the overall size of the debt early on.
Okay, that's a fantastic analogy. It makes the concept of amortization much less abstract. And the text provides a really compelling example. Just $500 extra per month on a $250,000 loan could shave off a whopping 12 years from the mortgage and save you over $90,000 in interest. That's a pretty powerful incentive to find ways to make those extra payments.
It really highlights the incredible impact that even seemingly small adjustments can have over the long term. Speaking of finding extra money, the text also talks about utilizing windfalls for those extra mortgage payments.
I'm all ears. Who doesn't love a good windfall?
Yeah.
But how do we make sure that money actually goes towards the mortgage and doesn't just disappear into everyday expenses?
That's where intentional budgeting comes in. It's about having a plan for your money, not just hoping for the best. By creating a budget, you can identify areas where you might be able to cut back or redirect funds toward your mortgage principal.
So it's not just about finding extra money. It's about making conscious choices about where that money goes. And it doesn't have to be drastic. Small changes like cutting back on dining out or those impulse buys can add up over time.
Precisely. And then there's this interesting idea of biweekly payments, which I'm curious to hear your thoughts on. It sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, right? Just by changing how often you pay. You could potentially shave years off your mortgage and save thousands in interest. How does that even work?
It's a clever trick that utilizes the way interest is calculated. By making biweekly payments, you end up making one extra full payment each year, without even noticing it much in your monthly budget. The text gives an example. On a $250,000 30-year mortgage at 5% interest, switching to biweekly payments could shave off about 5 years from the loan term and save you around $30,000 in interest.
5 years. And that's just by changing the payment frequency. That's a game changer. But let's be real, staying motivated on this long-term journey of paying off your mortgage can be tough. What are some strategies for keeping that momentum going?
One of the most powerful tools is visualization. Picture your future self, completely debt-free, enjoying the fruits of your labor. Maybe you're traveling the world pursuing a passion project, or simply enjoying the peace of mind that comes with owning your home outright. That image can be incredibly motivating when you're feeling tempted to give up.
I love that. It's like giving your future self a high five.
Yeah.
But let's face it, life throws curveballs.
Yeah.
Unexpected expenses pop up, other financial priorities demand attention. How do we navigate those challenges and stay on track with our mortgage payoff plan?
Building a solid emergency fund is crucial. Having that safety net means you're less likely to dip into your mortgage savings when those unexpected costs arise. And when it comes to balancing other financial goals like saving for retirement or your kids' education, it's about finding a sustainable balance that works for you. Maybe it means adjusting your discretionary spending, finding ways to increase your income, or simply reaffirming your commitment to your long-term goals when you feel tempted to stray. Welcome back. Hope that visualization exercise left you feeling energized and ready to keep chipping away at that mortgage. We were just talking about balancing different financial priorities. And the source we're deep diving into today actually dives into some interesting ways to navigate that juggling act.
Yeah, it can feel overwhelming trying to save for retirement.
Yeah.
Maybe contribute to college funds and still make those extra payments on a mortgage. It's a lot to think about, but I'm eager to hear what insights the text offers on this front.
What I find intriguing is that it's not about choosing one goal over another. It's about creating a sustainable system where you're making progress in all areas. The source really stresses the importance of consistently contributing to your retirement savings. That 15% of your income is crucial for long-term financial security.
So don't sacrifice your future for the sake of speeding up your mortgage payoff. That makes a lot of sense. But what about those times when money feels tight, like you're getting squeezed from all sides? How do you prioritize your mortgage payoff without neglecting those other essential goals?
That's where getting creative with your spending can really pay off. The text suggests taking a close look at your discretionary expenses. You know those little things that can drain your bank account without you even realizing it?
Things like that daily latte, those subscription services you barely use,
Yeah.
or those impulse buys that somehow end up in your online shopping cart. I can definitely see room for improvement in my own spending habits.
Yeah, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about becoming more mindful of where your money is going. Those small adjustments, when made consistently, can free up a surprising amount of cash flow to redirect toward your mortgage principal.
Okay, so we've talked about the practical strategies, but the text also delves into the psychological benefits of paying off your mortgage early. And I think this is where it gets really interesting.
Absolutely. There's a profound emotional component to owning your home outright. The text highlights that sense of peace of mind that comes with knowing you're not burdened by that monthly payment, that feeling of true ownership and security.
It's like finally exhaling after holding your breath for years.
Yeah.
No more dreading those mortgage statements. No more feeling tethered to that debt.
Right, and that liberation can have a ripple effect throughout your life. It can empower you to take risks, pursue passions you might have put on hold, or simply enjoy the present moment without that financial worry looming over your head.
That sense of freedom, both financial and emotional, seems priceless. It's about so much more than just the numbers. But I'm curious to explore some more of the specific strategies for achieving this goal. We've covered extra payments, windfalls, biweekly payments. Are there any other creative approaches the text suggests?
Well, one option that might be worth considering, especially for those who are feeling stuck or overwhelmed by their current mortgage, is downsizing.
Downsizing. That's a pretty big decision. It's not something to take lightly.
You're absolutely right. It's not a solution for everyone, and it requires careful consideration. But if your current home is eating up a significant portion of your income, making it difficult to save or make those extra payments, downsizing to a smaller or more affordable property could be a strategic move to free up cash flow and accelerate your progress.
So it's about aligning your housing expenses with your overall financial goals and priorities. That makes sense. But downsizing also comes with its own set of challenges and emotional considerations.
Of course. There are trade-offs with any big financial decision. It's about weighing the pros and cons and determining what aligns best with your values and long-term vision. Now, one challenge that I think a lot of people face on this mortgage payoff journey is the temptation to lose steam, to slow down, or even give up when the finish line feels far away. What advice does the text offer for staying motivated over the long haul?
Yeah, that's something I struggle with, even with smaller financial goals. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results. So I'm definitely interested to hear what the text suggests.
One of the most effective strategies, according to the text, is to tap into the power of visualization. Don't just think about paying off your mortgage. Truly envision it. Picture yourself in the future, completely debt-free, enjoying all the benefits that come with that financial freedom. What are you doing? How are you feeling?
It's about creating a vivid mental picture of your desired outcome, almost like watching a movie of your future self. living that mortgage-free life.
Exactly. And when those doubts creep in or you're tempted to stray from your plan, bring that image to mind. Remind yourself why this goal is important to you, how it connects to your values and aspirations.
That connection to your deeper why can be a powerful motivator. It's not just about the money. It's about the life you're creating for yourself. It's about taking control of your financial destiny and shaping your future. But let's be real, sometimes those big, long-term goals can feel overwhelming. Where do you even begin?
That's where breaking it down into smaller, actionable steps can make all the difference. What's one concrete action our listeners could take today to move closer to that goal of paying off their mortgage early?
For those who haven't already, setting up a dedicated savings account specifically for extra mortgage payments could be a great starting point.
That's an excellent idea. It creates a clear separation from your other savings and helps you track your progress. Or maybe today's the day to explore those online mortgage calculators and play around with different scenarios. Seeing the impact of various extra payment amounts can be incredibly motivating.
Even a small increase in your extra payments can make a significant difference over time, thanks to the magic of compound interest. Speaking of which, are you ready to unlock the power of compound interest and accelerate your journey toward financial freedom? Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into paying off your mortgage early. I have to say I'm feeling pretty pumped about the possibilities after exploring all these strategies and insights.
Me too. What's really resonated with me is how paying off your mortgage early is about so much more than just the financial aspect. It's a path towards greater freedom, peace of mind, and control over your future.
It's like taking ownership of your life in a whole new way. So let's do a quick recap of the key takeaways from our deep dive. What are the most important things for our listeners to remember?
First and foremost, we debunked the idea that a 30-year mortgage is the only option. Remember, choosing a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage can significantly reduce the total interest you pay, even though it means higher monthly payments. It's all about finding the balance that works for your individual circumstances, right? And even if you're already locked into a 30-year mortgage, there's still plenty you can do to accelerate your payoff. Those extra principal payments, no matter how small, can have a huge impact over time.
Absolutely. It's like that snowball analogy we talked about earlier. The sooner you start throwing those rocks of extra payments, the smaller that snowball of debt becomes before it gains too much momentum. And don't forget about those windfalls. Tax refunds, bonuses, unexpected gifts. Those can be game changers when you put them toward your mortgage principal.
Yeah, we also explored the power of biweekly payments, which is such a clever strategy for making extra payments without feeling a huge pinch in your monthly budget.
It is a simple adjustment, but it can shave years off your mortgage and save you a substantial amount in interest. But beyond the numbers, we also delved into the psychological aspects of this journey. Remember the importance of visualizing your future self, free from that mortgage burden, enjoying all the freedom and possibilities that come with it. That vision can be a powerful anchor when you're feeling tempted to stray from your plan, or when those inevitable challenges arise. Speaking of challenges, we also touched on the importance of having a solid emergency fund to handle those unexpected expenses without derailing your progress.
Right. And when it comes to balancing your mortgage payoff with other financial goals, like saving for retirement or your kids' education, it's about finding a sustainable approach, making gradual adjustments to your spending, and consistently reaffirming your commitment to your long-term vision. Remember, it's not about deprivation. It's about making conscious choices that align with your values and aspirations.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. What if, instead of viewing your mortgage as a burden, a source of stress, you saw it as an opportunity to build wealth, create security, and design a future where you're in the driver's seat, financially free and empowered to live life on your own terms?
It's a powerful shift in perspective, and one that can make all the difference in your motivation and success. Because when you approach this journey with a sense of purpose and excitement, those financial goals become so much more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. They become stepping stones to a life you love, a life of freedom, possibility, and peace of mind.
So go out there, take charge of your finances, and start building that dream, one extra payment at a time. Remember, even small steps can lead to extraordinary results. As always, we're here to cheer you on every step of the way.